So to calculate the shear force and bending moment, we need to calculate the reactions first. So what are the reactions? So at A, we have RA, and at B, we have RB. Both are vertical reactions. So at hinge, we are not considering the horizontal reaction because there is no horizontal force. So let's see how to calculate the reactions. So what we will do first? So first is we have to use the sigma ma equal to 0 condition, equilibrium condition, and we have to take moment about A. So when I'm taking sigma ma, that means I'm going to take moment of all the forces about point A. So my distance will be from point A. And for this clockwise moments, we will consider as positive. So if I take the moments, then RB, now this RB is going up. So if you consider from A, it is going in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So RB multiplied by the distance of RB from A, that is 8. Then next is the point load, that is 8 kilonewton. So 8 kilonewton point load, distance of 8 from RA is 7. It is going down. So if you move this, you will find it is going in clockwise direction. So it is plus. Then 5. So what I have done for this UDL, I have calculated the total UDL. So total UDL is 5 into 4, intensity into distance. And then this is going to act at the center of the UDL. Here, we assume that this will act at the center. So we are going to take moment of this UDL from this point. So from this point to A, the distance is 2. And equate all this. RA we can take, but RA into the distance is 0. So I have not taken RA. If you want, you can write RA into 0 and equate it to 0. So if you solve this, you will get the answer of RB, that is 12 kilonewton. Then next, is this is the sign will be upward. Why the sign is upward? Because initially we have assumed this as upward and our answer is positive. So when the answer is positive, we consider that our assumption is right. So my assumption was RB is going up. That means it is correct. So then we are using sigma Fy equal to 0. That is all vertical forces equal to 0. Upward, I am going to consider as positive. So what are the upward forces? RA, which is going up, then UDL, which RB, which is going up. So I have taken directly, I have written the value of RB. This value of RB I have written directly. Okay. Then after this, next load is 5 into 4 UDL, which is going down. So I have taken minus. 8 is going down. So I have taken minus and equate it to 0. Solve this. So you will get answer of RA, that is 16 kilonewton. So this is how you can calculate the reactions of the beam. Now after calculating the reaction, our next step will be shear force calculation. Now to do the shear force calculation, last time we have studied the conventions. So I am naming the point now ACDB. Okay. And the reactions which I have calculated, RA 16 and RB equal to 12. So these are the reactions which we have calculated in the previous slide. And now we will do the shear force calculation. So for shear force calculation, the convention which we are going to use is upward is positive and downward is negative. Why? Because we are going to consider only the left side of the section. We are not going to look at the right side of the section, only the left side of the section. So let's take the sections one by one. First section is I have taken. Now we have studied that wherever there is point load, we have to take two sections. So at A, at D, and at B, I will have to take two sections, one on the left, one on the right of the point. So I have taken one section on the left hand side of A and 2 on the right hand side of A. So if you calculate the value at A, you will find there is no load on the left hand side. So shear force at A1 will be equal to 0. And shear force at A2, how you will calculate? This value is 0, and between these two sections, the load is 16 kilonewton. With this sign convention, it is going up. So 0 plus 16. So my answer is 16. The next section I have taken at C. Now C is not a point load. It is a UDL end. So I'm not going to take C1 and C2. I'm just going to take C. So shear force at C will be equal to whatever answer I have got in the previous point, that I will transfer here, and then the load between A2 and C, that is the UDL. So how much is the UDL? So now UDL is 5 and the distance is 4. Now this is very close to the point, so we are going to ignore this small distance. Okay, so from 2 to C or A2 to C, the distance will be 4 only. Then next is, so I've got the answer minus 4 kilonewton. Then my next section is D1. So at D1, whatever answer I have got for 4, that answer I have taken. I will take it to this. Then between C and D, what is the load? So in between the load, there is no load. Okay, so 4 plus 0. So my answer is 4 kilonewton. Then next is D2. Next is D2, which is on the right hand side of D. So if we calculate at D2, again I have taken this value, I am going to take down. Between D1 and D2, my load is 8 kilonewton going down. So minus 8, minus 4, minus 8. So my answer is minus 12. So at D2, shear force is minus 12. Then I have taken at B1. So at B1, minus 12. The load between these 2 points, there is no load. So plus 0. So my answer is minus 12. And last is B2, that is on the right hand side of B. So if you look on the right hand side, you will get the answer 0. But we are using the cumulative method. So B2, this minus 12 I have taken down. Between B1 and B2, I have this reaction 12, which is going up. So plus. So I'm going to get 0 answer, and that will be my check. So my shear force calculation start with 0, end with 0. So the arithmetics is correct. This way, we will get the shear force calculation, and accordingly, we can draw the shear force diagram. So this is my shear force diagram. Now here, under every point load, whether it is reaction or a applied point load, you are going to get a vertical line, which we have studied in the shear force diagram rules. So this is the point load. So you are getting a vertical line here. There is a point load at D. So you are getting a vertical line here. There is a reaction at B. So you are getting a vertical line here. Wherever there is no load, so between C and D or D and B, there is no load. So between C and D, there is a horizontal line. Between D and B, there is a horizontal line. And between A and C, there is UDL. So you will get the inclined line. So this is the shear force diagram. Now in this shear force diagram, this is a very critical point, which is called as point of zero shear. At this point, the shear force is 0. As you can see, this is the 0 line, and here I am plotting the values of shear force, positive values on the top, negative values at the bottom. Okay, so now I am getting it from positive to negative. So this is also called as point of contra shear. Now how to calculate this? So what we do is, from any of the known points, A, C, D, B, from any of the known points, you consider the distance as x. So I'm considering from A, I'm considering the distance as x. And then I will take the section. I will mark this section, I'll take it to the beam. So from A to this point X, the distance I have considered as X. Now how to do the calculation? Very simple. Now we know that at this point shear force is 0. So what we are going to do is we are going to calculate shear force at this point, considering the distance to be X and equate it to 0. So I have calculated shear force at X. So how do you calculate shear force? On the left hand side of beam, we have RA and the UDL. RA is going up, so plus 16. UDL is going down, so minus 5. And distance between A and the section is X. So I have taken only this much of the UDL. I am not going to take full UDL. UDL is to be taken only up to the section. Okay, the right hand side UDL is not to be considered. And this distance, as we have studied, we have noted this as X. So I am taking minus 5 into X. And as we know the answer, equate it to 0. So you will get the distance of X, which is now 3.2 meters. So now this X will be equal to 3.2 meters. Now why this point is important, we will see in the next calculation. So next is the bending moment calculation. Okay, so this is the beam. I've shown the reaction. So we'll calculate the bending moment. So what is the convention for bending moment? So convention is sagging is positive, hogging is negative. Or just for the simplicity, you can remember whether it is on left hand side or right hand side, upward going moments are positive, downward going moments are negative. So we'll start the calculation. First BM at A. Now we know that at first point and at the last point. Now here we have a freedom that we can do the calculation from any side, whether you want to calculate from left or you want to calculate from right. So BM at A, if I consider the left hand side, so there is no load on the left hand side. So my answer is going to be 0. Same I can do for B also. If I see the right hand side of B, there is no load. So I can write BM at B equal to 0 also directly. So then BM at C. So for calculating BM at C, we have a choice. You can either take left side or you can take the right side. Okay, now I have taken the left hand side. So on the left hand side, we have 16 and UDL. So I'm going to consider these two. So I have taken 16. The distance of this 16 load from C is 4 meter. So I have taken this 4 meter distance. Now this UDL, what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this into a point load at the center. So this is the center of the UDL. So here now I am going to mark, this is 5 into 4, the total UDL, and then the distance. See, I am calculating bending moment at C. That means the distance of this load has to be calculated from C. So this distance is 2 meter. So this 2 meter distance I have taken here. Okay, and this is going down. See, here we have given the convention: upward going moments positive, downward going moments negative, right? So this is upward going, so positive, downward going, so negative. So my answer is 24 kilonewton. Then next is bending moment at D. So when we calculate bending moment at D, we again have a choice that we can do the left hand side or we can take the right hand side. But definitely left hand side is simple because there is only one load. So that load 12 multiplied by the distance of 12 from D. Again, very important, the distance we have to consider from D to the point load. So 12 into 1. This 1 meter. So I'm going to get BM at D. And next and the last will be BM at B, which I can calculate from the right hand side, and my answer is 0. Just a minute, you can just look at the bending moment. So now from this bending moment calculation, we will draw the bending moment diagram. But there is one important point, which is BM at X. So if you remember in the previous slide, we have marked the point X. where we got the distance as 3.2 meters. So this is the section X which we marked. The distance was 3.2 meters as we calculated. So 16. Now at this section, see what is the bending moment? I'll consider the left hand side. So RA multiplied by the distance of RA from X, which is 3.2. Then I'm taking UDL. Now how much UDL I have to take? Again, like the previous case, only up to the section. So I will consider only this UDL. I'm not going to consider the full UDL. So this is the UDL. And this I have considered here, 5 into 3.2. Now what is the distance of the center of this? So I will mark the center. So the center of this is somewhere here. See, now this is not at 2 meters. Now this distance is from here to here. So if total distance is 3.2, this is going to be half of 3.2. So I have taken here 3.2 divided by 2. At the bottom you can see. Okay, and then accordingly I got the answer 25.6 kilonewton meter. So now all these values I am going to plot in the bending moment diagram. So this is my bending moment diagram. At A the value is 0. At A the value is 0. Then at B the value is 0. At C we have calculated the value 24. At D it is 12. And at point X, somewhere here, it was 25.6 as we have calculated. With distance 3.2 meters. Okay. Now as you can observe here, between C and D it's a straight line. Between D and B it's a straight line. But between A and C there is a UDL. So I am drawing a curve. But look at the curve. It is not the curve where you can draw it anyway. Say it is starting from A. It is going up to this point. It is going up. Okay. And from this point it is going down. Okay. So you cannot have the curve. You cannot draw the curves like this. No. Okay. Or you cannot draw it like this. Or you cannot draw it like this. These are all wrong. Okay. Important thing is it has to go up to this point, and then it has to go down. So you have to be very careful while drawing the curve. So summarizing the entire sum. So this is, you have to draw it on the left hand side of your paper. So this is the simply supported beam. This is the shear force diagram. This is the bending moment diagram. Various points I have marked. The section we have considered, which is 3.2 meter distance. So this is your final answer.